Hi, my name is Prasad. I'm a student advisor in MS MBA in US.com. I'm glad to hear you today for a Credila webinar, and I'm going to share with you about the relevant information on today's topic, that is US education. I've been this I've been into this industry from past 6.5 years. So today I'm going to tell you about all my experience about the US education. Now let's start with the PPT. Now it's all about the the US education. US education. Now let's talk about the US country. US country is very big, geographical wise, economic, less population. Most of the Indian students think that US education or US country is a dream destination. Yes, it's very true. US is a dream destination for most of the youngsters. Let's start with the, as I said, let's start with the PPT. Let's go through the US map. Here you can see the US map. In United States of America, there are 52 states. Two are two are the territories and the 50 are the states. In United States of America, New York and California are the biggest cities, not in the US, but as far as the biggest cities and the largest cities in the world. Now, let's talk about the level of education in USA. Here from India, most of the students who wants to do their higher education in United States of America, they look for bachelor's, master's, and for doctor's program. That's we call as a PhD. So here the education system for bachelor's in the United States. Let's talk about the bachelor's, or let's talk about the country. Like as we said, that bachelor's, master's, and the PhD for higher education. We have now let's talk about the institutions in the United States of America. We have three types of institutions in USA. One is public university, second is private universities, and third is community college. Now, most of the students look for the public universities because public universities are the state government universities or the funded by the government. So in this public university, people think that public universities, the tuition fees is less and they get funding from these universities. And the second universities are the private universities. Private universities means big, non-funded by the government, and the tuition fees is also expensive. Now let's talk about the third part. It's community college. United States of America, it's more into the community college. This community college we call as a liberal arts of colleges, which provide you 2 years of education in United States of America, what we call as a local education. Now let's talk about the requirements for bachelor's in USA. Requirements for a bachelor's in USA is a student should have a minimum of 12th standard with more than 70%, then followed by the entrance exam, that is SAT or SAT. And third is English language proficiency, that can be a TOEFL or IELTS. Here let's talk about the bachelor's in United States of America. United States of America offers bachelor's of science, bachelor of arts, bachelor of engineering, which consists of 4 years. Most of the programs consist of 4 years. And as you can see in my slide, the requirements: 12th standard, competitive exam like SAT and ACT, and TOEFL or IELTS. With this, student can apply for bachelor's program in United States of America. Now let's start with MS and MBA in USA. Like most of the students who wants to do their higher education in United States of America, they look for MS or MBA in United States of America. For this requirement, they need minimum 16 years of education, which we call as a professional degrees, then followed by the competitive exam, or that's GRE for MS and GMAT for MBA. And the third is again very important, it's English language requirement. With this, student can apply for MS or MBA in United States of America. Now let's talk about the masters in USA. All degrees at master level are of 1 year to 2 years. This is the normal course duration of an MSA or MBA program in United States of America. The programs in USA for masters are Master of Science in Engineering, and MBA programs, where the students look to go for this kind of a program. As I mentioned, the duration is 1 year to 2 years. It's now you can see the slide and the requirement for MS and MBA in United States of America. Now let's talk about the country, US country versus other countries. As I mentioned earlier at the starting of my seminar, US is a land of opportunity. US is the land of opportunity. Here you can see what are the plus points or what are the USP of United States of America. If you can name any universities, any top universities in the world, most are from the United States of America. You name any universities, you can name Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, CIT, MIT, any top universities, Carnegie Mellon, any research funding university are from the United States of America. So when the most of the universities are from the United States of America, who top the charts in world ranking. So you can go with, you will have number of options available for United States of America. And these are some few points which I gathered with my experience. I'm going to share with you. Like, as I said, it's a land of opportunity, and it's biggest economy in the world. You will find a wide range of programs in US for your MS, for your bachelor's also. And the very most important part of, or very most important factor about the US country is they provide you work visa option after your graduation. Very few other countries provide you that options. And most important, global exposure. And the program or the structure of the program is more practical oriented study. And also they provide STEM programs where a student is eligible to work for 29 months of OPT. And US is the biggest recruiter for technology students. And again, the very most important point here I would like to mention is US has been the economy driver for the world. You can see our stock market or everything. We calculate or we compare with the dollar itself only. And the most important thing is that higher education system, the quality of the education system, and the infrastructures of the colleges and the universities. Now let's move to the next slide. Most of the students think about how to fund their education. There are so many, there are few points where students are eligible to get funding or scholarship. As United States has number of colleges and the universities, in US we have close to 5,237 colleges and the universities in the USA. So when I say the number is big, it means you have maximum chances of scholarship also. and the scholarship is available on merit basis. The very first important factor is on the merit basis. Then the second point is the financial need of a student. And the third thing is, if you're not getting funding from the university, there are other options also available to get funded of your education, and they are teaching assistantships, research assistantship, and graduate assistantships. So these are the types of fundings where students are interested or attracted towards to apply for United States of America. Now let's move to the other slide. What are the options to get funding in United States of America? If you want funding for your education in United States of America, you have to be prepared in advance. You have to prepare yourself before the start of your journey. The very first important factor to get funding is FIFO. FIFO stands for first in, first out. It says that you apply first and get your I-20 first. Then whenever you want to apply to the United States of America, always take professional help or advice from the counselor, anybody who can guide you on the right university, on the right program. Always take the professional help. Now, the third important factor is do more R&D. More R&D means like do research on the universities, on the program, and what is the objective of the university. How is that program in that particular university? How that program is going to help you in future. Do more R&D. Then apply statically, means apply in advance so that you can be eligible to get funding. Apart from that, US is always a out of box. So if you are good at other activities like extracurricular activities like paper presentations, like NGOs, it will really help you. It will enhance you to get the funding from the United States of America from that particular university. So these are the some points or options which can help you to get funding from the universities. And as I was talking about the funding is very much available in United States of America, and the funding or the scholarships start from 30% and it goes to up to 70 to 100% of the tuition fees. Now let's move to the another slide. It's affordability. Affordability is the very important factor because we have to see our budget also. We have to consider our budget also. It's a very important factor, and it's the important and the biggest factor because studying in United States will cost you more. There is it's expensive. So when we say that it's an expensive, means you have to think about your expenses also, about the funding your tuitions, paying for your tuitions, everything. And as I was talking about the US country, it's the land of opportunity. So when I say it's a land of opportunity, means you have so many options available to fund yourself, fund your education in the United States of America. Next, the point is very important points. After graduating from United States of America, student will get an average salary of $50,000 to $60,000. Depends upon the location of the job and the companies. So it means that you will get 1 year of OPT from the United States of America. Now let's talk about the tuition fees. Tuition fees starts from the range from $8,000 to $65,000 per annum for graduate program, and for undergraduate it can cost you from $15,000 to $70,000 per annum, and you can calculate yourself. For masters, the education is for 2 years, and for bachelors, the course duration is 4 years. Now, I'll talk about some locations in United States of America. There are some preferred locations in United States of America. As I told in my PPT, California and New York are the biggest cities in the world. So these are the two hot destinations in United States of America. In United States of America, California, New York, Washington, Texas, New Jersey, Kansas, Missouri, Ohio, Delaware, Arizona, Mississippi, Florida, Colorado, Illinois, and Virginia. These are some preferred location to study in United States of America and also for work. Yes, there like I got a question about the scholarship details. Scholarship is available. As I said, that scholarship is available on the merit basis. Look, getting scholarship is not that hard in United States of America. To get scholarship, you have to maintain a good GPA, you have to maintain a good GRE score, and a very decent SOP. This will fetch you to get scholarship from the universities. Now here I would like to take some questions. If somebody have any questions, they can ask me so that I can query their questions. I can answer their questions. Anybody have some doubts, you can always put me so that I can tell you about anything about the US education, about the application, about the requirements, about the universities, about the programs, everything. Here I've got questions. What are the chances of getting assistantship? Look, my friend, there are very much possibilities to get assistantships in the universities. There are, as I mentioned, there are three types of assistantships available in the universities. One is TA, that's we call as a teaching assistantship. Second is RA, that's called as research assistantship, and third is GA, that's we call as a graduate assistantship. These assistantships are available in most of the universities, I can say in almost all the universities. The only criteria to get assistantship from the university or in the department is your area of interest on that particular subject plus your first year or your first semester results. If you are very good at your academic, then there is very much possibility to be funded from the universities or to get assistantship from the universities. I got a question from Gaurav Patil. What are the chances of getting admit if a student has failed in his first year and has a low academics? Look, my friend Gaurav, US is very big. They have so many universities. They have 1,000 number of universities, and US is very open for anyone and for everyone. Look, I can understand from your question is that you have a low percentage and you have a number of backlogs. So if you want to compensate your percentage, then you have to score very good score in your GRE. If you score good in your GRE, that can be compensated with your ACATS. So don't worry, do your best in your GRE. I got another question from Geetika. Should we consider rank or place of the university? Yes. Look, my friend Geetika, as you were saying about the rank or place of the university. Look, in United States of America, there are so many bodies which provide you the ranking of the universities. I'll personally, I'll suggest you look at the ranking. Just look at the ranking. The very most important factor is your program. What kind of a program that you want to apply, and look at the curriculum. If if you like the curriculum and is exactly matching to your area of interest, then I'll recommend you to go with your curriculum. Ranking is an added advantage, and the place is also an added advantage. It means that it will give you the little edge as compared to the other applicant. So consider the ranking also, but don't forget to consider your area of interest. What we can say is the program, what the program that you want to apply in United States of America. Now let's move to the another question. I got a question from Rahul Kumar. Can I get the scholarship from Spring 2015 intake? Yes, but the only thing is that you have to provide some percentage to the universities and your scores, then your decent SOP. This can help you to get scholarship for any intake. I will not talk about the spring intake, but you can get scholarship from any intake. There are some default universities which provide you the scholarship. I'll name some of them. I think you've heard about the University of Missouri, Kansas City. If you apply to that university, if you get admission in that particular university, you will get 50% of scholarship. It's default scholarship. Another university, University of Cincinnati. It's one of the top universities in United States of America and one of the top universities in Ohio. If you get admission in that university, you will get a scholarship of $7,000 to $11,000 scholarship per annum. Other university, Rochester Institute of Technology. It's again a private university. If you get admission in that university, you will get a scholarship of $11,000 to $14,000 scholarship available in that particular university. So there are so many universities available which give you the funding. The only thing is that you have to provide some proof in sense of your academic, your GRE score, your statement of purpose, other curricular activities. Now, I got a question from Robin James. What are the chances of getting assistantship? As I earlier said, there are maximum chances of getting scholarships or assistantship. The only thing is that you have to maintain a very good relation with your department, with your faculty, and you have to be very good at your first semester academics. This will help you to get assistantship in your particular department. Same friend asking another question is not it possible to get assistantship while entering into the MS program? It's possible. It's very much possible to get scholarship in United States of America. As I have mentioned some of the universities like University of Missouri, Kansas City, Rochester Institute of Technology, then University of Cincinnati, Fairleigh Dickinson University, New York Polytechnic Institute of New York, which provide you the scholarship. Northwest Missouri provide you the scholarship. Murray State University will provide you the scholarship. Southeast Missouri State University provide you the scholarship. There are so many schools, colleges, universities are available which provide you the scholarship. Same friend asked another question, is GRE and TOEFL are very important criteria other than the CGPA? Look, my friend Robin, TOEFL is not the criteria to get admission. It's a entry requirement. TOEFL or IELTS is the entry requirement. TOEFL, IELTS will tell the university that you are good at speaking, listening, writing, and in English. It will help you. But your CGPA and GRE will play an important role. To get admission from that particular university. Apart from that, your letter of recommendation, your financial part, your decent SOP, will help you to get admission in that. But GRE is an important factor. In US, there are so many other universities are also available which says that we don't need GRE. There are so many colleges or schools available in the United States of America which give you an admission without GRE also. But TOEFL for international students, it's mandatory because it's an entry requirement. I got another question from Sri M. Loans. What is your opinion on taking education loan from US? Look, who is going to give you a loan from United States of America? Do you have anything in United States? I don't think so. It's a different question, or it's a difficult to answer also. Heard that interest rate is less in USA, but do you have any property in United States of America where you can apply for the scholar or apply for the loan? It's not like that. You can even apply in United States of you can even apply in your country itself only, because education loan is provided by your country itself, not the country where you are going to study your education. Look, again, it's the same question. What is the approximate time that it takes to repay the loan? It's purely depend on you, man. How much time you need to repay your loan? Why are you so you're insisting yourself that I want to take education loan with a co-signer from the United States of America? Anybody is there? I don't think so. It's a right option or good option for you to go with that. You can even apply for a loan from your own country itself. So now let's move to the another slide. Now, before applying to the universities, we have to put our application to that particular universities. Here, applications are two types. Online application is the kind of application where you have to use the website of the university, where you have to fill your application and you have to pay the application fee by credit card. That we call as an online application. Paper application is nothing but the manual application. We have to take the printout and we have to mail our documents to the particular universities. Like, after submitting your application to the universities, there is another step involved, that is ASR. ASR is nothing but your additional score reporting. Sri, I'll answer your questions after I finish my PPT. Give me some time, I'll answer your questions. The very most important factor is ASR. ASR is nothing but additional score reporting. What do you mean by additional score reporting? Additional score reporting is nothing but, before applying to the universities, every student apply for GRE and TOEFL or IELTS. So this scores we have to send to the universities. That sending our scores to the universities are called additional score reporting. There is a charge applicable for additional score reporting. For GRE, it's $25, and for TOEFL is $18, and for IELTS it's 1,250 INR, Indian rupees. Then the third and the other important point is in your application is mailing your documents. Mailing in your document means sending your hard copies to the universities. Sending your documents, your BTech transcripts, your GRE scores, your financial part, your statement of purpose, your resume, your passport, everything. You have to put everything on manually, and that you have to courier to the universities. After mailing the documents to the university, the very next important part is tracking your admission. Tracking your admission is nothing but getting or taking information about your application. When can I expect your admission? When I can expect a decision from the department? There when we apply to the United States of America, when we put an application to the university, there is a minimum turnaround time. In United States of America, the most of the universities turnaround time is 4 to 8 weeks. When I say 4 to 8 weeks means minimum 1 month and maximum 2 months plus. The decision is purely depend upon the department. The decision purely depend upon the committee of the department. So the minimum turnaround time I can say is 4 to 8 weeks. Then getting your I-20. After tracking your admission status, the department will tell you about the decision. You are admitted or you are rejected. If you are admitted, then you will get an I-20 from the universities. Let's move for another slide. Visa. Like as we discussed about the admission in USA, bachelor's, master's, then as I told about the requirements for the US, in the US for bachelor's as well as for the US, for the master's also. After we put an application for the universities in USA, we apply online or paper application, we mail our documents, then track our admission, get an I-20. After getting an I-20, the very next important step is your visa. Apply for the visa. The visa will help you, this visa will help you to fly from one country to other country. If you want to fly from one country to another country, you should have a valid visa. When students apply to the United States of America, they have a category of F1 student. F1 student category is nothing but the student category. If you want to go to United States of America for study, you have to apply for F1 visa. That's nothing but your student visa. And the visa is the student visa. After getting your I-20, the very next important aspect is arranging your financial documents. Arranging your financial documents is nothing but getting your education loan or arranging your financial documents, gathering your assets, showing some cash in liquid, or apart from that, what are the documents required in financing your education. Then the important thing is filling your DS form. Filling our DS form and booking a visa slot is again an important factor. After filling our DS form, we have to pay the Axis Bank receipt, which is $160, and it's a one-time use. It's a one-time use. After that, we have to pay the SEVIS fee. SEVIS, the full form of SEVIS is Student Exchange Visitor Information Services. Every international student or every student who wants to apply for USA, in USA, he has to pay the SEVIS fee. The SEVIS fee is nothing but to activate your SEVIS number. And the SEVIS fee is $200. It's $200 and it's valid for 365 days. After that, you have to apply for the visa interview or you have to attend for the visa interview. Let's move. That's the visa. You have to attend for a visa interview. If everything goes well, you will hear a good news. Otherwise, you will cry. That's all about my presentation. Thank you for your time. If you have any queries about the education in USA, about the applications, about the requirement of the particular university, what is the range, tuition fees range, and what about the visa process, how to get funding, anything you can ask me. I am ready to answer all your queries. What are the queries you have, you can ask me. You can ask me about any particular universities in United States of America. You can ask me anything about the requirement of the particular university, about the location, about the part-time job, about the living expenses, about the scholarship, about the program, about the job opportunities, what are the companies are available in particular states, everything. I'm ready to answer all the questions. You can ask any queries related to their admission, about the universities, about the processing time, everything, everything. Sri, like you are asking me the same question, how much time will we have to arrange the loan after getting an admit? It's purely depend upon the bank. It's purely depend upon how much time they take to process your education loan. We can't say there is no time frame as such to get loan. I can say the minimum turnaround time is 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Any other questions? When you think about the education system in USA, it's a wise decision. US is very big, economical wise, geographic wise. They have a lot of money available, number of job options available. It's a very big market. It's a very big market, man. Everybody can get a job there. Everybody can get there itself only. Say, you're talking about the assistantship scenario at UIC, University of Illinois Chicago. You got an admission from University of Illinois Chicago. University of Illinois Chicago is one of the top universities in the United States of America. It's one of the top universities in the United States of America. So it's a top university. It's a very good university. It's very good program, and assistantship is very much available. The only thing is that you have to maintain your GPA. Your minimum GPA should be 3.25 out of 4 to get assistantship from the department. I don't know to which department you have applied, Sri, but there is a much possibility, very much possibility to get assistantship in University of Illinois Chicago. Any other question, my friends? Don't look at the assistantship or scholarships, look at the program, look at the program structure, look at the course, look at the universities. If you have a talent, if you have a knowledge, if you have a subject, nobody will stop you. And US is a place where the respect for knowledge, the respect for interest, they respect the knowledge. If you have a knowledge, then nobody will stop you in the United States of America.